We followed the river deep into the forest. There were no trails, no phone signal. It was just to us the sound of the water and miles of trees. The plan was simple. Set up camp, do some fishing, and head back the next morning. We thought we were alone out there. We didn't know that something in that river was already watching us, waiting. We just wanted a weekend away from everything. A little adventure. We had our gear, our food, and a perfect spot picked out by the water's edge. The sun was setting, painting the sky in these incredible oranges and purples. It felt peaceful, but that peace was just a mask, hiding something ancient and hungry that had been there long before us. As we started setting up the tents, I noticed something odd. The calm surface of the river began to ripple. At first, I thought it was just the current, but these were different. They were too big to be caused by fish, too slow and deliberate for anything natural. Then the ripples started moving in a pattern, a slow, wide circle around our campsite. It was like something massive was swimming laps right there in front of us, just beneath the surface. My friend pointed his flashlight at the water, and for a second, we saw a dark shape glide through the beam. It was huge, much larger than any fish native to these waters. The air grew cold. We tried to laugh it off. Maybe a log got caught in the current, but we all felt it. That deep, instinctual feeling that you're being stalked. The fog rolled in without any warning, thick and heavy, swallowing the trees on the opposite bank. The world shrank to just our little campfire and the few feet of rocky shore around us. And through that thick, white curtain, we saw it rise from the water. It wasn't a sudden movement. It was slow, unnervingly calm. A long, pale body unfolded itself from the river. Its skin looked wet and slick, almost translucent, and then it turned its head. Two eyes, reflecting the light from our flashlights, locked onto us. It wasn't swimming. It was standing there, waist deep, in the cold, dark water, just watching. The entire forest went silent. No birds, no crickets, just the sound of our own hearts pounding and a deep, wet breathing coming from the river. Just as suddenly as it appeared, it dropped back into the water without a sound. We all held our breath, scanning the fog. Then the river exploded right beside us. A violent wall of water erupted next to my feet, drenching me and nearly extinguishing the campfire. Something incredibly fast and powerful had rushed past our legs in the shallows. The force of it was terrifying. We scrambled back from the water's edge, shouting in panic. And then, as quickly as it started, it was over. The forest was dead silent again. The fire sizzled, casting long, dancing shadows that played tricks on our eyes. We were trapped between a lightless forest and a river that held something monstrous. We were trying to decide what to do: pack up and run, or stay by the fire, when one of us, Mark, slipped on the wet rocks near the edge. He went down hard. Before any of us could even move to help him, a shadow shot out from the water. It was impossibly fast. A long, pale arm wrapped around his leg and pulled him. He let out a scream, but it was cut short as he was dragged into the river. The silence that followed was worse than the screaming. We thought staying away from the river would keep us safe. We thought it lived only in the water we wear already. We abandoned the camp and ran blindly into the forest, using our phone lights to see. After a few minutes, we stopped to catch our breath and saw wet footprints, not human, leading away from the riverbank and right onto the path we had just taken. We looked into the darkness between the trees, and we saw them. Pairs of glowing eyes, watching us. It wasn't just one creature. It was following us onto land. They weren't just fast in the water. They were moving through the woods with us, flanking us. Tall, slender shapes moved slowly, keeping pace. It wasn't a single hunter. It was a pack, desperate for shelter. We stumbled upon a small cave carved into the riverbank. We thought we were lucky that we could hide there until sunrise, but as our light swept across the inside, we realized we had found their nest. The floor was littered with bones, some animal, some disturbingly human, torn pieces of clothing, a shredded tent, and rusting camping gear were scattered everywhere. This wasn't a freak accident that happened to us. This was a feeding ground. The river was their pantry, and for years, they had been dragging people here. We weren't the first, and looking at the sheer amount of remains, we knew we weren't going to be the last. The distant, echoing growls from deeper in the cave confirmed it. We had walked right into their home. We didn't even think. We just ran, back out into the night, back into the forest. Branches whipped at our faces, and sharp rocks on the ground tripped us, sending us sprawling. My heart was a drum against my ribs. All I could hear was my own panicked breathing and the heavy, wet footsteps behind us. But they weren't just behind us anymore. I risked a glance to my side, and my light caught a flash of movement. A pale shape was racing alongside us, keeping perfect pace through the trees. They were herding us, pushing us in a direction they wanted us to go. The low, clicking growls were coming from all around now. There was no escape. Our frantic escape led us to a dead end. The edge of a high cliff. Weep the dark, roaring river far below. There was no way forward, and turning back wasn't an option. We could hear them closing in. Looking down, we saw them. The shapes were climbing out of the water, scaling the wet cliff face with unnatural ease. Long, spindly arms and bent legs pulled them upward, and as they got closer, the fog thinned just enough for us to see their faces. They were horrifically, almost human. Twisted parodies of a human form, with empty, glowing eyes and wide, silent mouths. They weren't just monsters. They were something worse, something that was once like us. They stopped climbing, as if waiting for a signal. Then, one of them let out a piercing shriek. They lunged. One of them launched itself right at me. A ticamera. I remember the impact, the feeling of falling, and the shocking cold of the river swallowing me whole. The camera must have kept recording as it sank. The last few seconds of footage showed the darkness of the water, and then a pair of eyes rushing toward the lens, the face filling the frame before everything cuts to static. Rescue teams found our campsite the next day. The official report said no large predators live in that river. Only our camera was ever recovered, pulled from the deep water, and the final frame shows something swimming directly at the lens. As if it knew someone would eventually find this. As if it wanted us to know they're still watching.